I mean,
steep.
I don't know about you, but if you pay that much for 6 pieces of paper, you are an effing idiot.
More money than cent.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have one person like that, my local. He had three tour guides, which was like 600 quid, 3 maxis.
Yeah, but the thing is,
let's just say the 3 maxis and 3 tour guides, it's got to be over. From what you were saying, it's over 600 quid for the
Jesus.
lot.
But see, the thing is,
Tour guide has not gone down. Tour guide is like, correct me if I'm wrong here, Darkness, but tour guide's got to be at least 160 plus.
The smallest it's ever been was 80.
That's the amount. Yeah, that's the amount I saw ranging on eBay. I saw it ranging from about £80 or so to 150 last time I checked.
I mean, one person on eBay was, like yesterday was selling a playset of tour guides for $230. So, because obviously with the incoming reprint of the
excuse my language, everybody. Please forgive me.
Yeah.
Right. So that's ridiculous. You're spending £300 on 3 cards out of a 40-card deck. How the hell are you going to build the rest of your deck if you spent all your money?
Well, this is it.
That's ridiculous.
Some people are just blessed with the knack of either ripping people off or having too much money, or just generally having daddy to pay for it.
Yeah, it really does shock me how, but then again, it's due to demand. I mean, as soon as somebody finds a really good combo that can win games with these kind of cards, or can help win games with these kind of cards, then obviously demand's going to go, price is going to skyrocket. But still, I think it's highly unfair that Konami charge that amount for a card that's not even in the OCG. That's the other thing. That's the other thing. Some of these cards are not in the OCG.
The thing is, Konami don't set the price for the singles.
I know, but the other thing that the TCG do is they shift the rarities. It's like Rescue Rabbit was an Ultra in the OCG, and it turned into a secret when it came here. Even Rescue Rabbit's about 160, I've seen.
Yeah, Rabbit's are
and it's ridiculous.
As well.
Yeah.
And if anything, with YCS Long Beach this weekend, it's going to reflect whether deck wins is going to get a massive jump in price on the guards.
Well, does anybody know what happened there? Apparently, last time I checked the reports, there was like 6,100 people there, 6,100 people there.
At the end of round 10, there's about 700 left, and there's a UK guy that's currently XO, so he's basically 10-0 at the moment, so...
Jeez. Wow.
Yeah. And he's playing my favourite deck.
He's running wind-ups, so we could see the price of wind-ups go up.
As if they weren't expensive enough.
I thought that was the Gravekeeper's Diary.
He's 39th, he's X1.
Wow.
Please don't. Mate, I really want you to go and beat with PKs.
So, I think in general, just to conclude that part of the topic, we think it's absolutely ridiculous that people would pay that amount for a piece of paper that might get either a reprint or go down in price in other ways throughout the year. Or if you've got anything else to say before we move on to the last part of the topic?
I just think it'll be really funny if things like Wind Up Zen Mains, Rescue Rabbit and Max C get super rare reprints in the next collectible tin.
They probably will, knowing Konami.
Yeah.
It will be funny and I will laugh. And then I will go troll people.
Troll-la-la-la-lol. You sing that song and you're getting kicked out the call.
There is one person, well, there are 2 people at my local who have Rescue Rabbit Dad. One of them's my mate, and the other one's a complete dude. Rescue Rabbit, see, Zen Mains, all basically his entire deck gets reprinted. I'm building it and going on.
Oh dear. Okay, I think we'll move on to our last bit of the topic, which is actually going to be similar to the stuff I've been doing about attitude and respect and everything in Yu-Gi-Oh recently. And this is the fact that some of these really expensive cards, right, some people who can afford them, great, well done to you. You know, if you can use them and use them to do your best and everything, then, you know, I applaud you, take my hat off to you. But for those who can afford them and then rub it in the faces of others, or use them as an excuse to say, I'm better than you, you are crap, or say in general, you know, I've got this, you haven't, therefore your deck is rubbish, I think this actually helps contribute to the attitude problem in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because from the topics I just said, you know, I've had some people say, oh, you're not running this, you're not running that, you need to spend this to win this and everything, and it's like, no, money doesn't buy everything. So what are your guys' thoughts and opinions on this?
This kind of attitude's just not on, and it's how can I put this politely? It's bullshit.
It's okay, you can. It's okay, don't worry about it.
I mean, I'm gonna say what I've said in my own attitude video. You don't need really good expensive cards to run a good deck and be a good duelist. I mean, for instance, things like Tour Guide, Tengu, Solemn Warning, Solemn Judgment, Pot of Duality. I was able to win about 6 tournaments in my time without the aid of these kinds of cards.
And we all take our hats off to you, Dark Partition 84. We all take our hats off to you.
Thank you.
Were those cards out when you were topping those tournaments?
Well, I know in that one back in July that I won, Solemn Warning and Pot of Duality hadn't been reprinted yet. But
oh, I'm getting a sore arm from leaning like that.
I mean, yeah, several of these cards were out at the time, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, what does Darkness L and Scapegoat User think?
Personally, I think there are certain cards that are deemed staples for a reason. We all know why NST has become a staple.
Yeah.
And in my personal opinion, the Solemn Brigade is a staple. Tour Guide, on the other hand, no.
Yeah, everybody.
Yes, but doesn't need to be in anything and everything.
Yeah.
For example, I was told by, I can't remember the person's name now, but to put 3 times Tour Guide, 1 times Tour Bus in my Mercurial deck.
What? That doesn't even fit in there!
Tour Bus does Naffle by Return of Bamboo Shoot, and Tour Guide I don't want to invest in.
Yeah.
Because going into a Zen mains is nice, but I can just run it over or remove it with a Monarch or Compulsion.
Yeah, that's the one side of the attitude I hate is, if you want to win, you have to run 3 of this in your deck when it's not consistent. It's like, if somebody told me to run Tour Guide in my deck, I'd be like, no, because I have Totem Dragon in there. It can only work with dragons, therefore I don't need Tour Guide. That's what I think. That's what I don't like about the meta side is when people say you have to run this in order to win, or every deck needs this because it's a staple. No, it's not. Every deck has different staples. Yes, there are general staples that I've mentioned, like Monster Born, Dark Hole, because they can be used. But other meta staples like Tour Guide, Rescue Rabbit, they can't be used in every single blinking deck out there.
I mean, in my personal opinion, that when I start building a deck, the cards I start with, the staples I start with: MST, Heavy, Dark Hole, Reborn, and 3 Souls, and then personal preference strapline.
Well, there you go. You've just said it. Deck building should be personal preference, not with what other people tell you to or what the meta demands of you.
Exactly.
However, I would recommend Compulse all the way.
Oh, I'm running compulsory now.
Good.
Because it's an awesome
Thanks.
card. What about you, Darkness
I can
Cell?
tell you to run it for long enough.
I know, I used to hate it, but I love it now. And what about you, Darkness Cell? What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, like Skego said, it comes down to personal preference on the deck building, and also if you know a card that you know the ins and outs of really well, then use it to its full potential and proceed to win games a bit, you know?
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. The other side of this attitude problem, and oh dear, looks like we're going to have to go to a part 3 on this. Wow, we're really enjoying ourselves here. We'll see you guys in part 3.